What up, guys? Dabbing in, yeah. But before we get started, I have to show you this. You see it? Here's it again. All right, sweet. We're not financial advisors, so take that at a will. You guys don't know this, but I did a whole 5 minute show without you guys, and it was incredible. You missed out on everything, and then Chet let me do my whole speech, and then I realized it wasn't live. So here we are, round two. All right. Before we get started, guys, please smash that golden like button. Not down though, but up, because preferably that's what we like, and that's what YouTube likes. And YouTube has this hate relationship with us where we have to ask for it. Eventually, we won't have to ask for it, but for now, we do. And then we have this other bell right here. You ring it and ding it. The ringer and dinger is in the corner. So, guys, check out that ringer so we can ding her.
Dinger, I don't even know her.
Dinger, I don't even know her. And then, nice thing is, guys, is that YouTube makes us ask for the likes and the dingers, but Rumble likes us enough where we don't have to dinger to get favor in the algorithm. But today I got an old American classic. It's better than yesterday's and not quite as good as Monkish. It is a twisted tea, peach flavored, and I would tell you that I would ASMR her.
We gotta get you back to drinking beers on here. I'm gonna send you some stuff.
I'll see about that. We'll see. If it shows up, it shows up. And then technically it's a beer. It's a summer brew.
Twisted tea is not a beer.
It is a beer.
Water, yeast, hops, and barley go into a beer.
It says yeast and hops on the side.
It does not.
It does too.
No, it does not. Where? You know I can't do that.
Well, just look it up. Please. But yeah, so guys, we're so excited today. We have great news for you. And I did mention why Bitcoin went down today on the live when we went live, and I didn't know we went live, and that was my fault. I hit everything but the live button. Anyways, I'm going to explain to you why it might actually be a good thing to go down now, and why we were actually predicting it to go down now, or relatively soon, to the price point it's actually at. So everything's looking good, guys, and we're going to talk about the Bitcoin conference. We got FTX news. We have just a good old time planned for you. You know, you're going to want to stick around to the very end because Trent has something special to tell you guys, and we're excited about it. So, yeah, Trent, you want to take it away into our next favorite thing, Mr. Affiliates?
Sure. I'm gonna try like knocking these out like in their own segments from now on. I feel like it's just too much at the very beginning to do all of them. So, guys, the first thing that we want to draw your attention to, and
is it okay if I put it on the screen?
Yeah, don't check out on us. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Oh yeah, I'm making a trade too with the analyzer today.
Yes, yeah.
Hey,
so, what?
Never mind.
So, guys, just don't tune out on me right away. You know, we gotta plug our. Wait, what do you do? Oh, that's because you're on there. We gotta plug our affiliates. It's a thing, you know. But we do try to. We do look and hope to partner with really solid products that are a benefit to the space.
What up, Donnie?
Thanks, Donnie. So right here is Caleb and Brown, and this is the world's leading crypto brokerage. This is the crypto version of tools that are commonplace in traditional finance. You know, if you want to get a boomer into crypto, one of the questions they might ask you is, can I talk to my broker? Can I have a brokerage like I have at Charles Schwab, or like I have at, whatever other institution that's out there? And the answer is yes. With Caleb and Brown, you can talk to your broker at any time. You can contact your broker at any time. You can be at the beach. You can be at Disneyland. You can be at your office in Malaysia, like our boy Daniel Ghazi, and you can message your broker to execute a trade, and that trade will get executed with over-the-counter liquidity, meaning that they're going to use their own liquidity to execute the trade, and they will deposit that to your account, and they will settle the rest on the back end. So they're not going to wait to move your US dollars into another asset and swap it to another asset in order to get you the best price. They're actually, if they have liquidity on hand over the counter, they already have those assets. They're just going to go ahead and use their own liquidity and put that in your account and settle the cost on the back end, which gets you the best price without having to go out there and search across 10 different dexes and 4 different centralized exchanges in order to aggregate the best price and worry about slippage and the only thing. Yeah.
Like with Coinbase and crypto.com, on like 10% of your money, just get in and you put $100 cash in it again to buy something, 10%'s gone. It's like that. It evaporates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a transparent fee, 3.5% on all trades, on all buys and sells. And, that's, one could say that's a little bit high, but you're paying for a service. Number one, the ability to talk to your broker, set up an appointment with your broker to talk about the markets, talk about your portfolio, and, have someone to bounce stuff off of. A lot of people don't have someone in their real life to talk to about crypto. So,
yeah, it's cheaper than Coinbase and crypto.com.
3.5%, and you're not getting hit with fees when you withdraw. There's no fees for deposits, withdrawals, or to talk to your broker. So there you go. Now we can move on. We'll talk about BidFi during trading, and we'll talk about Crypto Analyzer when we actually make the trade later. So
all right,
we'll do it like that from now on.
I'm going to head into an article, but while I head into that article, will you tell me what this is? Donnie, if you know, also share, because I'm kind of curious. So everything is deep in the red, but this coin over here called White Rock. Have you guys ever heard of it? It's up 90%. I'm just kind of curious on what White Rock is. It's like think Black Rock, but White Rock. It came out. Is this a meme coin? It came out in December 8th.
Yeah, I do believe that it's a meme, playing on BlackRock.
Yeah. Okay, well, what do you guys think about that? I'm going to shoot into my article because I'm kind of excited about it. It's going to be really interesting. And it also kind of plays into the rest of our videos. Did I click the right one?
Oh, wait, no. We are wrong. White Rock is a real-world asset protocol designed to tokenize economic rights to traditional finance assets like stocks, bonds, property, options, and derivatives. By bridging global finance with blockchain, White Rock unlocks global liquidity and simplifies access to equities, fixed income, and other investments with a focus on transparency and efficiency. White Rock empowers users to trade tokenized assets.
Are you able to share what you're reading, Trent?
Yeah, it's just from CoinMarketCap. White Rock empowers users to trade tokenized assets seamlessly while complying with global regulations, reshaping the future of finance. So, guys, this is an RWA project, and
what's it based on top of? Is it its own layer 1? Is it like a SWI, or is it a Cardano, or?
So it has an Ethereum contract. When you look over here, the easiest way to know that is
1 trillion in circulation.
Max supply. In circulation, there's 650 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So, anyone out there thinking this is going to moon to $1, hey, but look at the price. It's 0.001. If it got to
if it gets to a BlackRock's that. It gets to a BlackRock's at, it's like $5.
Yeah, if it just got to a penny, you're crushing it. So I don't know. This is new. It's probably gonna crush it, guys. To be honest, I should have been more privy to this, but yeah.
Very interesting, Trent.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, now you know about White Rock after it's already pumped 70%. I don't recommend quite getting into it unless you want to take that risk. Risk versus reward. That is kind of a lot of the rewards taken away and a lot more risk at it. Anyways, we're going to head over to the second article I would like to share with you guys. It's at Live B News, Bitcoin News. FTX had to distribute $5 billion in stablecoin to creditors by the 30th of May 2025. Creditors of the failed FTX cryptocurrency exchange will get stablecoins with a value of $5 billion. Court approval plan allowed the payouts to be made to those who were hurt by the exchange failure. FTX was granted permission to repay its creditors with up to $16.5 billion from the assets it had recovered after getting approved from the United States bankruptcy judge John Dorsey in October 2024. So they're going to get, releasing, it says $5 million, which is a little bit like a third of the supply tomorrow. As the creditors, as a whale has, as the creditors as a whale, saying whale, but it's whole. The creditors as a whole have filed claims for 11.7 million. They must have been billion. That's not right. FTX anticipates that the recoveries will be between 14 million and 16 million, giving investors recovery rate of 123% to 138%. In February 2025, the company started by distributing 1.2 billion BTC tokens holders using the platform such as Bitcoin Crack. And they must have meant billion, not millions, because that doesn't make any sense. The details of the 5 billion stablecoin distribution. So here it is too, guys. They're distributing stablecoins. So either it's going to go into the market and pump stuff, or people are just going to be like, hey, that was a bad experience to me, I'm out. So regardless, there's going to be money coming into the market and not money going. If they gave them Bitcoin, they're probably going to sell the Bitcoin. It's at 100K. But it's not. It's stablecoins. FTX has designed repayments to respond to several groups of the creditors' information outcome.
Hey, real quick. Sorry. This music is so much better than the stuff that was preloaded on StreamYard.
Yeah. I told Sarah to make us like 4 or 5 more tracks throughout the week so we could cycle through them throughout.
Hey, guys, shout out to Sarah for the awesome music. I was sitting here just kind of jamming to it, and I was like, wait, this is not the StreamYard music.
Yeah, we're getting better, guys. We're getting better. Little improvements. States that the first groups of the users had less than 50,000 claims, while those with higher claims were set to receive money in later phases. The number of creditors will be greater, and expected funds for the whole settlement are set around 16 billion. Also, Arkham Intelligence pointed out the wallets are being emptied as payments was still happening. To ensure no fees are taken out of the payouts, Kraken awarded trading fee creditors to users who received the funds. Creditors who have claimed that add up to more than 50,000 will be paid up in the second quarter of 2025. People have praised the bankruptcy plan as a clear way to guide complex Chapter 11 proceedings. I was like, who would claim a bankruptcy or praise it? Thanks to the recovered assets, and most creditors will receive more than their initial payouts, depending on the asset values when FTX failed. Creditors' concerns over asset valuations. Customers of FTX have expressed disappointed with how much they are getting back. They're disappointed how much they're getting back. They're lucky they're getting anything back. The repayments are set according to the prices of their holdings in November 2022, when the crypto was at a low point. At the time the FTX collapsed, Bitcoin was worth $16,000, but its price has risen more than $109,000 because of this gap. Creditors have not benefited from the growth in the market seen in the past 2 years. When FTX failed in 2022, it resulted in billions of dollars in losses for customers who reportedly lost $8 billion. The main reason for the exchange downfall was the customer money was used to fund Alameda Research, a sister trading company. It allows creditors to reclaim their losses, possibly place their money back into capital market. There may be more activity in the crypto world because of this payout, as more stable coins worth 5 billion enter the market liquidity, as expected to go up. A number of creditors will choose to invest extra money into cryptocurrencies, which may encourage more action in the altcoin market. And it's true. That is 100% true. On a flip-flop note, Trent, I'm going to close this tab out, and then I wanted to show you something else that you might get a kickle out of. I didn't remember you even open your beer on the stream.
Yeah, we forgot to. I just cracked it while you were talking. It is a Glamoro. It's my last one. It's not the best one that I got in this case, but it's good. It's solid. And it is a double dry hopped, double hazy IPA coming in at 8.3% in a nice monkish glass with the 4-leaf clover cross right there, which is a medieval early symbol of the cross, throughout church history, and got that little monkish font right there on the back. So there you go.
Whoa! I put down something. Music playing somehow. What? I didn't click on you. Where did it share? It was on my pit post. Weird. I'll just go back up to the top. Boop. Man, I was literally there, and I decided to scroll off it because I decided to get smart. I'm trying to do something else. It's okay. It's just Twisted Tea. I knocked down a Twisted Tea. What is going on? Just because sorry. Multitasking. Where are you at? Trent, why did I proceed to leave where I was at? What the frick is going on? It wasn't that high. Oh my word, guys. It just wanted to grow legs and wander off on me. What the frickin' frick did it go? I'm so confused right now. You know what? Probably what happened is I didn't click on the right altcoin guy. Oh my gosh. Posts. No. Trent, this is what happens when you don't use Twitter as much on the computer versus the phone. What? Oh, there, I found it. It only took me about 25 seconds to keep up with it. What do you think of that, Trent? It says, just a Netflix series about Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline Ellison is coming. It will star Julia Garner and Anthony Boyle to play Caroline and Sam Bankman-Fried. What do you think of those actors, guys, to play those? Hey, from us boys. Cheers from the content. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you, York and Sunflower. Trent, what do you have to say? Trent, are you on mute?
Yeah, sorry, I was over here talking.
Love you, baby.
I was I was over here saying, "Whoa." um Dude, that is wild. I don't know what to think. I don't want to say anything too mean, you know?
I don't think this guy looks like him. Like he needs
Well,
more frizzy hair.
neither of them look like either of them, but blow up the pic real quick.
She needs at least needs glasses.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
And her eye color, come on, you could at least match the eye color.
Yeah.
And look at her eyelids. She has like no eyelids visible, and she's all eyelids and no eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, people like to dog on Caroline Ellison, okay? And like, I mean this platonically, you know, like, but she could be cute. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't like, I know she's like probably a scammer, okay? But I've never liked how everyone like just jumps on YouTube and dogs her for her appearance.
Silent treatment's what you're getting. Get out of here with that, man.
Look, I'm being nice though. Like
Oh.
I don't like, you know, I don't like how we resort to you know, just especially with a woman just dogging someone on their appearance. Like how much of that did we see
No, I'm
at
gonna
the end of
dog.
2022?
But you know what's funny?
No,
I don't know who this is. 'Cause I've never seen this guy before, but he kind of makes me think of Drake Bell from Drake and Josh. He looks like Drake and Josh combined.
Yeah.
But there you go, guys. There's the news. A daily dose of funniness from FTX. So we got stable coins coming into the market tomorrow from FTX, and we got the FTX sequel coming on Netflix, which would be great, man. I think that'd be really funny, and I'll enjoy watching that. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out too. All right, we got some more news for you guys. Did they come out with the crypto news for the day? Don't look like it. Yeah, there's no news for the day, but I'm getting alerts singing
Can
up.
you guys speculate on this last dip in the market? Like thoughts on what caused it? Yeah, let me I'm gonna go ahead and
Yes, I know. I can tell you right now what caused it.
Go for it.
That's an easy one. We had a CME gap at $104,446.
Well, did we though? Like on
Yes.
the BTC.
Well, right here, you can see one right there. Right there. It shot up. Right there.
BTC1 exclamation point.
Oh, mine
CME
shows
futures.
gap. That's what mine shows. Right there. You can see it shoot straight up. Boop. That's where I got mine. Right there. Boop. Unfilled. Got to come back down to right here. We have almost made it back.
But where do you see the gap?
Right here. Look, it's gapping up.
Yeah, on Market Cipher, but I think those are old gaps that were. I don't know what Market Cipher is doing with that, but I just want to.
Goes back there.
I just want to be careful that we're not, you know, telling people that there is a gap, because at least not on the CME futures chart. Let me go to the daily. Am I sharing this? Am I up here?
Nope.
Okay, so guys, the easiest way to find out if there's a CME gap, BTC1 exclamation point on the CME futures chart. So you see right here, down here at $91,900, the gap that I'm just gonna draw around it. It's right here, right? There's a gap in between because the traditional markets close. So the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which has a futures-based derivative option for Bitcoin trading, It closes on Friday and opens on Monday. So you have the gap right here where the spot Bitcoin price opened higher than the price closed on Friday. You could kind of say that there's one right here, but that wick though, it is kind of filled by its own wick right there. So the for sure gap is down here at 91. But then on the next candle, the wick did kind of come down into the gap. You just wouldn't say it's 100% filled, but hey, it doesn't have to be. Look at how far we went above the gap at 74,000 before we ever came back to fill it. So, there's that. I don't know what Market Cipher does. I think it
says that's a gap. That's what it does.
Right. But I think that it's basing that, like, every time there is a gap, even if it gets filled on the CME chart, I think that Market Cipher is still showing you where those gaps were.
I don't know.
Just as important,
because that one did not get filled.
What do you mean?
That one didn't get filled. So why would it show it?
Which one?
The one I was just looking at. The one over here. This one didn't get filled.
Look over here. Look over here on the actual CME futures.
Yeah, but you don't know what this is, and all I know is that CryptoFace says it's a CME gap. However, he's figuring it out. I don't know how it works either. He doesn't tell anybody how it works, but he calls that the thicker white line a CME of whatever CME he's pulling.
So, what price point is it exactly? 104.
104, 386, and then it gaps up to like 105, 870. Does it have to go to the bottom of the gap to fill it, or does it just have to touch it? Now, I've always figured it has to go to the bottom to fill it.
It doesn't always have to fully go to the bottom now. Oh, here we go. Well, kind of. It's around that level. It's more like 103.5 though. But see, this is all the way back here. I just lost it. I it's just the problem is that there isn't a gap.
Okay, you know what? You could just say it needs a cool off. How's that?
Yeah.
Solve that problem.
So, because here's one right here, and then it filled. And I think that what Market Cipher does, I'm not saying it's not an important level. I'm just trying to say that we're not saying the same exact thing that everyone else does when they say, hey, there's a CME gap right now at this level. I don't know. Anyways, where's Twitter? Let me come over here, share my screen, or share this tab instead. And the question was, speculate about why the dip is happening. So if we come over here to Watch Your Guru, which, I mean, is a very popular account. You probably already know who he is, but, well, no one knows who he is, but you're probably already aware of his account. And if you come down, I mean, look, every hour they're posting. 10 hours ago, federal judge pauses tariff ban and grants Trump administration 14 days to appeal. Just before that, it says, just in, second U.S. court blocks President Trump's tariffs. And then a few hours later, just in, U.S. appeals court reinstates President Trump's tariffs. So you have the second court that is, ruling that Trump's tariffs are not lawful. And then later on, you have the appeals court reinstating the tariffs. So you have all this back and forth today.
Back and forth.
You know,
Snap. You know how many times it hurts to get 3 vasectomies? What was I saying?
And and then an hour ago, $345 billion liquidated from the crypto market in the past 60 minutes. So, you know, it's this. I don't know. It's hard to fundamentally say what caused it. However, you have all of the indecision going on with the courts and the tariffs today. And, you know, the market was over leveraged. All it took was a little bit of downside, and you start cascading those liquidations, and you're going to dip. So.
And come on. I mean, traditionally, every Bitcoin conference, it always dips.
Yeah.
Am I right or am I right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah. So, you know, there we go. I don't think it's anything to write home about. We can come over here. We're already covering pretty nicely. Let's see. Where am I at? Oh, okay.
You're watching Guru.
Oh, am I? How about now?
I wish, yeah, I do. I wish that too. I wish good news made us pump as much as bad news makes us dip. You know, good news does do that. Only 3 months of the whole entire market, because that's like the bullish side of the market. You know, when it's the other like 3 years and 9 months were more bearish. But the 3 months when everything goes euphoric, everything pumps on every little bit of news that comes out.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, this could be a good though, because if you have some money set aside, you can pick up some of your favorite coins right now. I totally do not have money set aside because I am been 100% in the market for quite some time.
So over here on the daily chart, what did we do? I mean, I'm not saying we won't break underneath, but look, we came down here exactly to the 21 EMA, which is what
Thank you, Calvin.
we say over and over again that we're going to end up doing.
Hey, Trent, Calvin just said I'm smarter than you.
Yeah. So, you know, I always say we're going to come down to the 21 EMA. It's exactly where we came down. It's a magnet for price action. And to be honest, I don't.
It's weird getting your TA. Usually I do all the TA.
I don't know how much underneath that we go. Like, it's coming down here to the 4-hour chart, and the 200 EMA is down here at $102,400. So, you know, that's at the end of the day, it's what, a 2.5% dip from here. We have
here. That would take us to like 97.
No, from right here.
Oh, 5,000 though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll take us to 100K.
About.
Oh, okay.
You know, so right here you have this bullish engulfing candle. You have the RSI starting to come up. I mean, we could bounce from here, but even if we go to the 200 EMA, it's $102,372. And so we zoom back out to the 1-day chart, and, you know, that lines up with the price catching somewhere in between the 21 and the 50, which I see happen quite a bit. You know, a lot of times it will go down to the 50 if it does lose the 21, but look at this right here, right? Sometimes it loses the 200 and wicks somewhere in the middle of the two moving average bands. So, I don't know.
Well, your next area of support is what, 100,000 right there, if you can see.
Yeah, it, 100,000 on the daily chart.
Well, I mean, slightly below that. What's slightly below that?
Well, you talking about these?
Yeah.
But it's a lot of times you think it's going to go perfectly to the the next volume node on the VRVP, and it really doesn't. But so I would say you have the 50 EMA on the daily chart, and is going to be really strong support. And then you have over here the 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart is going to be really strong support. So anywhere between 102 and 99 is going to be extremely strong support. And there's nothing that says that we have to go there. Let's go to the 1-hour chart and see if we're reversing. So on the 1 hour, it's hard to tell if we're going to reverse yet, because what we're doing, again, the 21 EMA, we're coming back up to meet the 21 EMA, because it's not just going to go down forever without coming up to check in with the 21 EMA and say, hey, how you doing? Everything's still good? How's it hanging? And then, and then it can continue. So on the 1 hour, if we see a hold above 106.5, then hey, we're we could be reversing already. So it's hard to tell. You are about to get what looks like a bullish cross on the MACD on the 1 hour, and you have this sort of W pattern on the 1 hour RSI. That's so I don't know. I don't think that we, here's another way to think about this. Let's go look at XRP. And I know this is kind of a dangerous thought pattern because everything follows Bitcoin, not the other way around, right? But just for shits and giggles, let's look at the daily chart on XRP. And what you're going to find is that the point of control right here is at $2.15, and look at how big these volume nodes are. So it has to fall through a lot of volume, which it certainly can do, but it has to fall through a lot of volume to get down to the 200 EMA. And I don't know, if it did that, it's probably going to bounce pretty hard. So
probably.
Another way to think about it is, hey, if you're looking at Bitcoin and you're like, I don't know, I see this range, here are the levels of support that I see, but I don't know that it's even going to go down there. Well, let's go see what a different asset thinks it's going to do, and help, help pile in our data like that, So what do you think?
Oh, well, I think, you want me to throw up my chart?
Sure.
I know that I shorted the market today. Didn't get it all the way, catch it all the way down, but I did do pretty good. I finished like 15% up. See, Trent, right here. We have another CME gap right there. Oof. See, I go straight down. Oof. And we're going to come back up here. We're going to at least come back up to 107 before we do anything else. Well, we might do something else, but we're going to come back up to 107.
Yeah.
And fill that at some point. The 24-minute, it's looking good for a move because I see some sort of bullish momentum, just slightly, but there is some momentum there. Bullish divergence. And 21 is getting flatter, and it's we have just giant. Life always says if you draw like a circle in there, it's going to come back up, and the 21 coming back up, I think it's going to come up more on the 24-minute, and we have a little bit of oversold territory. The 1 hour, We don't have bullish divergence, but we do have a green dot in the VWAP coming up. They're saying that oversold coming up and strength coming up, which is a really good sign for continuation to the upside. We are in the red, which is money leaving. But if this red wave starts getting shrinkage, then that would show money coming back in, which would be a promising thing. The only thing that I'm afraid until we get more time to confirm is if this is a fake out, because that would suck if that's a fake out. But this is not really looking like a fake out. It's kind of rounded bottom. RSI, everything seems to be coming up. The 4 hour. The 4 hour, it says it could be a little bit more. And I say a little bit more, maybe we come down like this. We're looking at the Heiken-Shi candle, so it's based off the medium average of the previous candle. So we're still within the same range of the last candle. We'll have to see if it curves over on itself. We have 41 minutes till that candle closes. The 12 hour, though, 12 hour says we could continue more downwards price action. I mean, that's a pretty, big candle, bigger candle. We might see another candle come down here. And before we go back up and revisit the 107, that is a possibility, a strong possibility, I would say, because if it was me, this is looking like a short on the 12 hour because this looks like an open wave to the downside. VWAP still heavily below the zero line, and money flow has been coming, slowly leaving, and strength's been dipping right there with the RSI coming down. Same with the daily. The daily is coming down hard. VWAP hasn't clipped. It could be coming down the daily. Weekly, we are still in, I would say, a bullish mode, but that's the only thing that's holding us in bullish mode right now. The longer time frames, even the monthly, was still bullish, but the shorter time frames, is a little nervous.
Yeah.
A Bitcoin dominance. Last 12 hours actually looking like it's going to be strengthened because it hasn't fully growing yet. We have 8 hours, but we'll probably get a green dot by tomorrow at some sort of point with anchor trigger away with the VWAP coming up on the dominance on the 12 hour. We also have a doji candle market cipher, which is a sign of a trend reversal. Anchor trigger wave. That's kind of interesting. The daily and the 12 hour are kind of contradicting each other a little bit. I think that the 12 hour has a stronger signal than the daily. This could be a fake out from the dominance. And Ethereum has bearish divergence, Trent. Ethereum, I think, is going to come down.
On what time frame?
The daily.
Slightly. The good thing, and also,
it could be a fake out down here, and then we continue up.
Yeah.
That's all I would say.
Yeah.
What were you looking at previously? There was some sort of good stuff we were looking on ETH. It was on the monthly. The monthly is making a trigger wave. That's the good thing, is that the monthly is getting uber bullish. But on the daily, I think ETH is bearish. Which if Bitcoin goes down to retest, then ETH is just going to follow. Yeah. What's it called, Trent? Is it only a death cross when the 21 crosses the 50, or is it a death cross when the 21 crosses the 200?
It's technically any higher time frame that any lower time frame that crosses a higher time frame. Yeah. But traditionally it's like the 21 and the 200.
Gotcha. Well, I would just say we're in probably a little bit of a downtrend the next couple of days before we decide if we want to move up then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I don't think that we go a whole lot lower though.
I can't see us breaking 100K, but
Like-
Ethereum's kind of a wild ball. It's been doing what it's
A $4,000 drop from right here, to 102. Like $4,000 is 4% of 100K, which means it's less than 4% of 106K. You know what I mean? And like, what really is a 4% dip?
I would wait, Donnie. I would wait. I think we're gonna see some more downwards action.
Yeah,
that's my own opinion. I mean,
DCA, let ladder in.
Yeah, ladder in.
Start laddering in right here, because why not?
I mean, it's hard to say because like even Trent was pointing out earlier in the news, tariffs good, tariffs bad, tariffs good, tariffs bad. You know, and it really just takes that one tweet to change the whole scenario. But with ETH on the daily, it does make me a little nervous because it just looks like it's coming down for some sort of retest in the lower ranges, at least like 2,400, which is 10% almost down. You gotta wonder what else the altcoin market will do for that. I mean, it's possible we come up, like I said, the tweets, but the VWAP's just opening up on the bottom. I mean, it could. In the next day, it could change itself, but at the current moment, where I'm not feeling it. And the weekly, but the
Agent Logic. If you haven't already, it would touch T-Square right in his heart if you subscribe to the channel. And also, XRP will not flip Bitcoin this weekend. I'm so sorry.
I wish it would, man. I got my hat on though. I've totally supported it, man. XRP is the one, though we have a trigger wave to the downside, anchor wave, trigger wave. So keep a short eye on it. XRP will 100% flip Bitcoin at some point in the future.
I don't know. I'm a little
949 Bitcoins, $99 million. That would suck so bad.
Was it James Wynn? Was it that guy on Twitter that's been, talking about his 40x long position with hundreds of millions of dollars? Anyways, I think I'm course correcting my, bullishness about XRP flipping Bitcoin. Like, I was looking at the math this week, and if gold doubles in the next 10 years, which I think it will, for a variety of reasons.
XRP is probably coming down. All the charts are saying it could come down to like almost $2.05, $2.10.
If gold doubles in the next 10 years and Bitcoin manages to become just 5% as valuable as gold, because gold doubling in the next 10 years would bring it to about $50 trillion for easy math. A little less. It's more like 44 or something. But, in the last 10 years, Bitcoin has gained on gold by hundreds and thousands of percent gains, right? Bitcoin has went from nothing to being the 5th most valuable asset in the world right now. And so if Bitcoin 5x's in the next 10 years, it'll be worth $10 trillion, which would only be like 1/5 of the market cap of gold. But I don't, when you put it like that and you think, Bitcoin is slowly over time eating market cap against gold. And I don't know if I see XRP ever flipping Bitcoin.
Hey, did you thank Agents for being a 200 subscriber?
Oh, nice. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, Agents, pushing us over the 100s. Now we're officially the 200s. I feel so awesome.
Congratulations to the Brew Crew. We ticked up to 200 a couple hours before the stream, and then right when we went to get on, we were back to 199. I hate how it does that.
I never saw it. I was checking. I checked like 22 times today.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, we're so close to 200.
Yeah, no,
Hey.
we just a few hours ago we got it, but I was like, it was one of those. I don't know what happens. It's a weird thing where
Is
they
it glitchy?
send these. I don't know about they. I don't mean someone specific is doing it on purpose,
Way to agents.
but you know what YouTube does is they say, Lucas, what's up?
Agents, is that a PAL? Is that a PAL ticker symbol? The logo?
Watch XRP tonight and this week.
Lucas, what's up, brother?
Will do. Jason Becker, how low do we think XRP will go?
I think short term, I think in like I was just looking at it, man. I'm thinking like $2. It's at 222 right now. I say like 205 on the daily. I mean, look at the 4 hour. That's like nasty, dude. Look at that wick. We're in the process of it. 213. I'll even take a hike off hiking a she. You know, at 213. I'm gonna turn back on hiking she so I can read it better. On the 4 hour, we're probably coming back down. 211 is pretty good, but on the daily, like our ranges is. What was I looking at? No, actually, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
that's not too bad. You know, that might have been it. I think the lowest we could go is a 205. But that's pretty good right there. I don't think we'll break $2. You know,
yeah.
If we break $2, we could be in some bad trouble, like $1.40.
Point of control on the daily chart is at 215, and there's very critical support. Like, there's a huge volume node, like in between 221.
Oh, yeah. I think you're pretty safe at 188. Now, I don't know where you have your long at. You know, sometimes exchanges have free liquidation lines and stuff like that. So that's something to think about. But I think 180 is a pretty safe spot.
I don't think we're going down there.
I don't think we're going to go down there either. I mean, you think if we would have went there, we should have went there when Bitcoin went to 74,000. You know,
right?
That's when we should have went through there.
Which we kind of did.
Yeah, 102K ish. Yeah, I think that's strong. Strong area support.
Yeah.
Really strong around 100.
Guys, this
Bitfinex, you should be fine on there. I wouldn't be worried about freak wicks.
This isn't a your liquidation 188.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Agents, is that a PAL AI logo? Because that really looks like it. Are you into are you into PAL?
Look, so someone's telling us they have a liquidation price, so I'm gonna.
That's what I just said. I just said 188. It's a safe spot.
I know, but I'm just saying I'm gonna hop over and show mine too because it's pretty. It's a pretty important thing. So right here, the point of control is at 215 on the daily, and then you have this huge volume area. Coming in between 222 and 205. So, which is the exact reason why once the price got into this area, it's wicked so hard. Look at how big the wick is when you go to the 4 hour chart. I mean, just look at the size of that thing. The bulls are eating that up. Let me get rid of my VRVP and throw my stochastic RSI on the screen. And what you're going to find is that, on the daily, look at how low the Stokes are on the daily. Down here at the bottom. The stochastic RSI takes the RSI data and it puts it into smoother moves, right? You see a nice bottom to top and top to bottom. You see nice whole moves. Same thing here, bottom to top, and it hung out there, but then top to bottom. Same. This one back here didn't make it, but it won't be perfect every time, right? Same thing over here, bottom to top, top to bottom, right? When you go to the regular RSI, it was hanging around here in the middle, right? So the stochastic smooth this data out for you, and look how I mean, how much lower is that going to go? Like, could it go sideways and the regular RSI could come down to 30? Sure, but I don't know. Like the 200 EMA on the daily is also sitting at 207.6. So that's going to be pretty strong as well. I just
pretty fluky wicks that went down pretty low.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's hard to say, and it's if you go to the daily, we had one wick, I would say within the month, that we went down to $1.63, and I think that was a fluke wick that probably happened when XRP went down to XRP, but when Bitcoin went to 74 very briefly. And then we had another wick like 2 months ago where it went down to 175. So it's not saying it's impossible, but it would take some sort of terrible news, I think, to bring us down. Like 195, 190, 207.
Yeah.
That 213 scared me. It did look kind of scary, dude. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet either, because on my chart on Market Cipher, the doors haven't curved over yet. When we start getting green dots, we can kind of say that we're kind of curving to the upside. But right now, we're still bearish. We're 68.58, so I still think we could have some continuation down. Mm-hmm. The question is, will it go farther enough to liquidate you? Our next level would be the $2 mark. So we have this range right here. Now, if we break down, the next area of support is around 180.85. So I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet, and the 4 hour hasn't curved over yet. So you have the daily that hasn't curved over. The weekly has a trigger wave to the downside. The 12 hour still shows that we could continue a little bit more. The 4 hour says we could continue a little bit more. The 1 hour is saying screaming long because we got double green dots. So we have to kind of wait and play it by ears. This could be a fake out, though. That's what the other time frames are suggesting. We get 2-3 candles up and we come back down to 209. And then we might be able to dig ourselves out of the hole. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's what we're going to end up happening. We got 2-3 green dots over here before we actually kind of had the. We didn't really get our upward area, but I think that's what will happen. I think so.
Yeah. Well, John Marquez, I still feel so bad for James Wynn. Yeah, man. I don't you wonder how much of it is real though? But how are we supposed to know that he's showing his own positions?
How do we know that we don't feel bad for the pizza guy who bought 2 Papa John's pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin?
Yeah, and if he is showing his own positions, number one, he's already stupid, filthy rich. Number two, do we really think he's betting all of his money on a 40x leveraged trade?
Yeah.
And if he is, maybe I don't feel bad for him. I don't know. No, I get what you're saying though. It's pretty wild, but
hey, you know where I feel bad, Trent?
Huh?
I bet you Daniel probably got liquidated right on this Gala trade.
What was his price?
I have no idea. But he's been trading Gala to the upside. Yeah. I'm like, we're in the downtrend right now, man. The fractal uptrend, retest, the breaks. Now we're in the downtrend, fake out. We're downtrending.
Well, I mean, we're high. I mean, look at Bitcoin. We're higher.
Yeah.
Higher highs, higher lows.
I know, but I wanted to help him out. He's over the last couple of days. He always comes in here and asks for news. I'm like, it's so bearish. Bearish divergence. And not just that, you have bulls were in control. They lost more control. They lost more control. Anchor wave, trigger wave to the downside. VWAP just spewing out right now money on Gala. The same thing with all the gaming, though. I mean, look at Mana's down. One is down. One's actually not as down as bad as Gala. He should have been trading one over Gala. Engine is like dumping Engine coin. Kosh is down. Everything is just looks like downwards price action. Though Kosh also has a double green dot like XRP does.
Yeah.
Where was XRP at on the 50-day moving average with the 21? Hey, Jason, what do you think about H-bar? You guys any H-bar fans? It didn't technically it didn't cross the 50 right here, Trent, but thing got near, man.
Yeah.
See right there, that's not the greatest sign either. But we're getting kind of far away from the 200, which I guess you could say that contradicts itself.
1 second. I want to show something real quick on the Bitcoin chart.
You're crying losing 500, dude. I know, right? What's your biggest loss, John, that you've had in crypto since the bear market? I like H-bar, man. I have a price tag of $2.05 as the number it can get to.
It's not quite a falling wedge up here. It's more of a descending channel, but you know, look at I mean this I think this chart looks really good. I mean, you're checking in with the 21 EMA. And
yeah, I'll have the question too, Trent.
Huh?
I'm throwing the question on screen.
Oh, got you. I've had a few positions
my loss.
What's
ouchie
what's the question?
Did I had a few? I thought I read questions. These are positions. I had a few positions. I had to close all my other positions to save my XRP.
Oh, yeah.
And you probably closed all those other positions at a loss too, then, huh? That sucks.
Yeah. I keep DCAing. You know, that's the answer. That's the way. Like,
you painted yourself in a corner, man. We've all been there.
If every time you told yourself, I want to go in right now and long the hell out of this, if every time you felt like that, you checked your emotions and you said, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 25% of my position in right here. And if it goes lower, I'm going to ladder it. You know, if you did that every time that you feel that dopamine and that adrenaline, then you wouldn't take losses like that. You know, if every time you felt that pump of dopamine and adrenaline telling you to go long, you know, then if you laddered your entries, you would be so much safer. So
I want generational wealth too, but I think my goal is if I can make enough money and stick it into like a dividend yielding stock or a dividend yielding stake on stable coins or something or whatever, just to make a couple $1,000s a month passive income. Oh, that would be a huge break off my shoulders, man. Money wouldn't be so tight, and I could.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my kids to. I homeschool my kids, but man, it's so hard. I'd love to be able to have somebody with that $1,000 a month come out and help me.
What's annoying is friend sold XRP saying it's not going to rocket past 3 in this lifetime. Oh, well. Well, you know, it already did in Q4, and it's going to again.
Hey, you know, when my friends, they talked me into selling my position in XRP, I used to have 110,000 coins, and I reduced that stack by like over 90%, and I lost like all of that money. And I'm like, well, try it out again, I guess. You know, I still have it. I threw in other alts that are significantly down since the May high, and I got thrown into the hype because everything else is pumping by XRP. And they're like, you're an idiot. I'm like, well, maybe I should diversify. That'd be the smart thing to do. And for like a month, I felt great because I was like, I doubled my bag, but now I feel like a complete dope because now it's way down.
Pay my mortgage and have a bit of freedom. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly, man. That's all you need, dude. Sometimes we don't need to retire our bloodline, but just to get ahead, permanently, we get that freedom where you can not you can't have FU money at work. You be like, hey, I don't need this job. I could go get a lighter job and still make just as much because you kind of you filled that gap.
What
Andre,
is
what's up, bro?
XRP exactly? XRP is a solution for cross-border payments. Now, when someone
Be
wants
happy and own nothing.
when somebody wants to send money to a cousin in the Philippines, let's say, and you do it with Western Union, you get charged like 12% on that transaction. XRP is a solution for cross-border payments. Now, couldn't you send money across borders with any crypto that is fast and has low fees, like particularly the ISO 2022 coins, Algorand, HBAR, Solana is fast enough, except for the fact that it pauses sometimes. Cardano is fast enough, especially with Hydra. Like the list goes on, right?
The problem is that Cardano doesn't have any DEX volume, Trent.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We've been over this, but yeah. So, like, the thing is, couldn't you send money to your cousin in the Philippines with any crypto that's fast and has low fees? Sure. The thing about XRP is that it's not just about you sending money to your cousin in the Philippines. It's about banks sending money cross borders to other banks. And XRP is the chosen instrument.
I got XRP, XLM, Pepe. What other crypto you guys recommend? I think those are really great coins. I think Pepe is going to be a fantastic meme coin. Meme coin, you got to put them in a category is that they're a shit coin, okay? So you can't expect it. But if you did expect it, I think Pepe will do quite well. I think XRP and XLM will do great. I think XLM will probably outperform XRP. Why? I don't know, but I think it probably will. I also love Crow. I love Ondo, and I love Sui. But you can't go wrong with ADA because ADA is an ISO 2022. You probably could get a 10x off that still. It is possible.
So, John, two things. Cardano and Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is the low-hanging fruit here. I'll make this quick. There will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin in existence. The biggest mistake that I've seen most people, including myself, make over these last 4 years. I've been in crypto since February of 2021, January of 2021, really. And my biggest mistake has been not accumulating Bitcoin in favor of a bunch of alts. Bitcoin dominance is the king of the show for 4 years, minus a couple 8-week periods where altcoins outperform. Like, there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin, and there's 130 million millionaires in the world. If every one of them decided that they wanted one Bitcoin tomorrow, there would not be enough Bitcoin. Okay, so that being said, Cardano, and I'll lead this into my Cardano spotlight
because there's enough Cardano for everybody to own one.
Well, yeah, but there's not enough for everybody. Let's see, 6 billion people in the earth. There's not enough for everybody to own, or there's actually like 8 billion. There's not enough for everybody to own 5. And those 130 million millionaires, there's not enough for everyone to own 1,000. Not really. And when you put it in that perspective, Cardano has now become officially the layer 2 for Bitcoin. What do I mean by that? for
Hey, well,
Bitcoin to employ smart contracts. If you want to trade your Bitcoin on a decentralized exchange, if you want to lend your Bitcoin in a decentralized fashion, if you want to put your Bitcoin to work in yield farming, in passive income, if you want to leverage your Bitcoin to borrow against it on chain, Cardano is the leading way to do this right now because Bitcoin Cardano interoperability. They're both based on a UTXO, which stands for unspent transaction output. They're as where Ethereum is based on an account model, right? And because they both operate on the same transaction model, what has now happened as of this week is that Bitcoin transactions are live on Cardano. You can go to MinSwap and you can use Bitcoin to buy any Cardano native asset, or you can buy Cardano native assets and pay your fees in Bitcoin, or you can yield farm with your Bitcoin. You can make passive income on your Bitcoin. So, I'll go. Let's see here. Where am I at? Share this tab instead. Profile.
oh, too, Trent.
Yeah.
Well, we have some guys in here that are interested. With should we get what's the guy's title on Cable and Brown?
Jesse.
No, Jim. But what's
Jim.
What's Jim's title?
The head of partnerships.
Yeah, if you guys are interested and have more questions about Caleb and Brown, we could have Jim come on and join us, and you guys could talk to him in an interview if that interests you guys. Just let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. So, over here,
Too late to buy ADA? No, it's not too late to buy ADA.
This happened this week, guys, and I'm gonna blow this up on the screen, and I want you to look at this.
Just do a very quick swap. So I launched this, I review, make sure I'm looking at the right data. I go directly to the data, and data prompts me.
It's really kind of hard to.
I know. You guys see that? You guys see that pairing on MinSwap? Bitcoin MinSwap pair. That could be a Bitcoin and any Cardano native asset pair.
Sign up to authorize the wallets. Now I'm authorizing this data to utilize the lace wallet.
This guy's Bitcoin wallet. I don't know if we understand this, guys. This guy's Bitcoin wallet is interacting with a Cardano dApp right now. For the first, this has never been done in history until this week.
Once I'm in here, I'm looking at Bitcoin and Intel. These tokens are already Cardano native asset. This looks good in terms of the trade that I want to do, and if these are in Bitcoin, I'm confirming this transaction. Signing a transaction.
Power of Bitcoin and Cardano.
So I launched this. I reviewed.
Man, he says this is pretty incredible. A one-click swap of Bitcoin to Min on Cardano. Bitcoin DeFi done right. Congrats to everyone who was involved. Super hyped for this. Charles Hoskinson, you said you want a demo at the Bitcoin conference, and the team delivered. I've posted some more about this this week. Bitcoin is coming to Cardano DeFi. Both Indigo and Fluid tokens are leading the way on Cardano. Let's see here. Here's another thing, guys. Look at this. Most people have no clue how centralized many top blockchains are. The Nakamoto coefficient measures how many entities must collude together to control 50% of a network. Bitcoin and Ethereum hover around 2 to 5. Cardano is over 70. It blows everything else out of the water. This is why Cardano is the most decentralized thing out there. Guys, it's you're talking about Bitcoin is digital gold. And what chain? I want you to think long and hard about this. what chain would you trust your digital gold to interact with?
XRP.
For DeFi, for yield, for passive income, for decentralized finance, what chain would you trust your digital gold to interact with? Would you
XRP.
Would you trust your digital gold to interact with Solana? That's an honest question. I want you to think long and hard about that. Like your gold
Sweet.
that you keep in your your gold that you keep in your safe at home, and you're going to take it and you're going to trust it to interact with a blockchain. Which one is there besides Cardano? I wouldn't trust any other one. This is why Cardano is adding Cardano has now become the computational layer for Bitcoin. As where Bitcoin was a store of value, a digital gold, Cardano has now become the computational layer for Bitcoin that gives Bitcoin the power of smart contracts. And here's the kicker. This is why, John Marquez, it is not too late to buy Cardano. What does Bitcoin give Cardano? Bitcoin gives Cardano, right. Bitcoin gives Cardano money, liquidity. $2 trillion of liquidity. Like, not all of it is going to flow in, like, right, the maxis, the maxis of the maxis are never going to use this.
I just want you guys to know Trent does not own any Cardano. I'm this speech.
I own a good deal of it, but guys, it is not too late to buy Cardano. It's so undervalued right now.
I agree with that. I think Cardano is one of those ones I think you can still get a 10x out there. And I think a lot of them 10x's are primarily gone.
It's the most undervalued major coin out there. So
you should check out while we still have a good group of people here, you should maybe lead into Crypto Analyzer because we only have 2 days left of it being free.
Yes. Okay, and we'll end with that. Let me hop over here, share this tab instead.
Oh, and a couple of you guys trade too. So when you go into that, you should show them BitFi too, and you can show them how CoinM works.
Yes. So, guys, am I okay? I am showing. Yeah. So you have 2 more days for this to be free. Now, Greg may extend this. I don't know. We'll ask him tomorrow, but there's no guarantees. When he starts charging for it, the price that he has his mind on right now is $9.99 a month. But you can come over here to cryptoanalyzer.com, and what you get when you go to your dashboard is a news aggregator. You can find all the news from the day sourced from all of the major news outlets in one place. And then go back to dashboard. You get an overview of the market sentiment API'd from CoinMarketCap. You have your top gainers and top losers for the day. You can track your portfolio right here in the same place that you're reading the news and getting a pulse on the market. And then you can come over here to AI analysis. You take a snapshot of your chart. You come down here, click trade setup, and upload the picture of your chart. Which
you're supposed to put a trade in tonight, Trent.
I know, but you can
do it real quick. Can you do it real quick?
What coin?
Oh, sweet, because it just added a good correction. Or why don't you do Cardano? Okay. You just talked about Cardano.
Okay, let's see.
Or XRP, because we did have a lot of XRP questions with that guy's trade.
Okay, got you. Let's do it. So, top 100.
Daniel, I feel so bad for you, man. I hope you didn't have a long in on Gala. Okay, sorry. I'll let Trent finish that.
Okay, top 100. We're going to come over here to XRP. We're going to I'm not going to share my screen when I do this, but right now I'm going over to my own trading view. I'm going to XRP. And let's see. I am taking a what time frame, T Square?
4 hour.
Okay, 4 hour. So on the 4 hour time frame, right now I'm taking a picture of my chart, downloading that image. I'm coming back to Crypto Analyzer. Now you can take the picture of the chart right here on the platform. It's just I have my own setups on there that I want it to factor in. So I'm going to click select file. And this is an AI generated trade setup, guys. So I'm going to upload the picture of my chart. I'm going to select my my preferences. I'm going to say my risk appetite is aggressive. I'm going to say time frame medium term. Trading style is swing trading. I'm going to select the TA indicators that I want it to take into consideration. Now I'm going to give it some additional notes. I'm going to say I would prefer going long while keeping my risk to a minimum. Well, I said my risk appetite is aggressive, so I'm not going to confuse it. But I'm going to say I would prefer going long at a good entry, looking to put in a large trade. Please do not give me nice round numbers. I want precision. You have to tell it that, because otherwise it'll just give you nice round numbers. $2.15. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Analyzing chart. Oh, dang it! It did the technical analysis one, but it's okay. When it does it, I'm gonna go back to it. Let me get my dog.
Get his dog while I talk to the chat. Yo, Daniel. So I think we could still have a little bit more downside before we go up. And that being said, we have to be. I'm not trying to catch I do want to long it. I'm not trying to catch the bottom. I want to see the confirmation in where I don't get caught in a fake out. So once I get a couple more candles in, and I see a confirmation anchor trigger way come in, I'm like, okay, now I feel a lot more confident. I'm gonna go ahead and put my trade in.
Okay, so what it did there was it gave you a bunch of TA, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo the same thing that I just did. I'm going to click trade setup instead. Keep everything else the same. I'm going to click analyze chart, and now it's going to give me a trade setup. Analyzing your XRP chart with AI. So you can go, link in the description, you can go to cryptoanalyzerpro.com and sign up for this completely for free. You shouldn't base all your decisions off of it, but hey, why not?
Free for the next 2 days.
Yeah, free for the next 2 days, yeah. So it gives you 3 different options right here for an entry. You could take the average of all 3, to be honest. Just add them all together, divide them by 3. So your long setup number 1. Entry $2.15, stop loss $2.10, take profit. That's dangerous, but you could run this without a tight stop loss like that though, if you're just looking to not get liquidated, and adjust your leverage to where you don't get liquidated. Put it on 2x or 3x. Let's see. Take profit $2.30.
You have to pick one, Trent, so we can put it in bid buy.
Rationale entering near support. Well, the price is already above these. Let's see.
Maybe put a short in.
You could. Okay, let's see. If you come down here, it says XRP is currently in a downtrend with a recent strong bearish move. The price is trading below key moving averages, and both MACD and RSI suggest bearish momentum. However, oversold conditions may present potential long opportunities if a reversal occurs. So it gives me a short at 224. So let me come over to BidFi. I'm going to look at my demo trading account because I'm not going to do this with real money just yet. We're going to, again, this is a tool.
We're running a several test simulator for
Yeah.
you guys, as we have inherited this tool for free through Greg because he loves us, and we are showing the world how great his tool is. And so far, we closed the trade up $600 that's given us, and that was using fake funds or a test account, a demo account, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
And now we're having fun. We'll do another one for you guys. See how it plays out. We'll look at revisit tomorrow.
And so right now I'm in between. So look, the thing says shorts are a better option right now, and it does give an entry at 221. So I'm just gonna do that. We're at 221.27 right now, so I'm just gonna do it. Let's say
He's on BidFi right now, guys, and BidFi is a fantastic trading platform.
Yes.
We have solid, simple, easy to get access to.
So I'm putting this is on a demo account. I'm putting $1,000 in at 10x leverage, and I'm going to short confirm. Okay, so now I'm going to put my stop loss in where the AI said to put it in at 226. So stop loss 226. 226. And my take profit, what did it say? Let me.
201.
Take profit was at 212.
212.
See that this kind of this kind of gives you some. It expands your mind a little bit, right? Earlier we were asking how low can it go. Well, you have take profits. If you got in the mindset of a short seller, you have take profits at 210, 212, and 215. So
it kind of keeps that tunnel vision out of your way. It expands. It always gives you multiple scenarios to keep your eyes on why is it doing this.
Yeah. So let's put in a take profit at 212 is what it says. Take profit 212. Confirm. All right, and we'll see what happens. This is on a demo account. Again, you can sign up for BidFi with our link in the description, and you can be able to trade CoinM futures. I'll go ahead and show you CoinM futures real quick. CoinM futures. So right now I'm 945 XRP in profit on CoinM futures on BidFi. My entry price was 208, and my liquidation price is 141. Guys, several weeks ago, I was up to 3,000 XRP in profit. On CoinM futures, you take your profit in XRP. You take your profit in the coin that you're trading rather than USDT. I'm keeping this open because I'm holding out for much higher prices on this, to be honest. But a few weeks ago, if you were watching the channel, I was 3,000 XRP in profit on CoinM futures on BidFi. So it's a great place to trade, low fees, up to $8,100 in bonuses with our link in the description. And of course, Crypto Analyzer Pro is free for the next 2 days. Could extend that, but no guarantees. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. And
hey, also too, like what we can if you want, you can finish your thing, and I could also end it too. I just wanted to say, Michael Saylor says he only likes buying the top, right? I mean, it's never really too late to get into crypto. Yeah, it sucks to lose money, but you really gotta have like a hedge fund like mindset and just go lock yourself in, man. Don't look at it. Don't trade if you're not willing to lose. Try to stay away from the leverage if you can, because crypto's already crazy volatile as is. If not, use lower leverage if that makes you feel comfortable. Have fun while you do it, though, guys. We got one life. Just DCA. It's all you got to do. DCA. Find a good strategy. I really like George's strategy. 25% Bitcoin, 25% blue chips, 25% like memes, and 25% cash on the side. So it kind of gives you a broader portfolio, and you can always rebalance it out as you kind of go. And, we just want to have great gratitude for all you guys who joined in. Thank you so much for everyone who subbed. I think John, where's my mouse at? I'm trying to find my mouse. It's on one of my screens. I do believe John might have subbed, and I do believe Jason might have subbed, and I think Agents, he was a 200 subber. So thank you, Agents, for pushing us over that line, and thank you whoever was the next follow-up to push us over the next quarter of 1,000 to 300. And we're going to keep doing this grind for you guys every day, because we enjoy it, and we want to be here for you guys, and we want to be able to answer your questions and help you guys navigate all your trades and give you our best thoughts on everything. But yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow. We appreciate you guys coming and showing us the love. Thank you so much. Please smash that golden thumb and hit that ding-a-ling-a-linger, and it's in the corner, guys. That's right. That's where you can find the ding-a-linger. All right. You got anything? So that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Dabbing out.